The demand is $18.6 billion. Very huge. $18.6 billion. More than 90%, or about 80 to 90% of the demand is from Asia. Good day, my name is Dela Inibon. I'm your expert doctor. You're welcome to another edition of Sharing Trade Information on DBA TV. In today's video, we'll be talking about, continuing the conversation on how to, and today we'll be talking about how to export cotton lints. How to export cotton lints from Nigeria. How to export cotton lints from Nigeria. Cotton lints are actually the raw cotton itself. Raw cotton itself is the natural fiber of vegetable origin, like linen, jute, hemp, mostly composed of cellulose and formed by twisted ribbon-like shaped fiber. Cotton is the fruit of a shrub plant commonly referred to as cotton plant. Commonly referred to as cotton plant. Now, what are the quality specification of a good cotton? A high quality cotton should have an extra long staple, offering a superior fiber length and fineness. An extra long staple. And this is very important because that ultra long staple have ideally about 28 mm in length, does not exceed 33, but ideally 28 mm in length for what is called the UPL upland grade. The UPL upland grade. The micronerve value should be between 3.5 and 4. This indicates finer, softer fiber, while a higher value of 4.5 and above provide increased strength. And this is chosen based on the fabric you are trying to make. It's also important to aim for a tensile strength not exceeding 35 G per text or texture, 35 G per texture for optimal spinning and efficiency of the fabric durability. Color: white, creamy white lint command higher price due to easier dyeing and consistent fabric color. Easier dyeing of it and consistent fabric color. Uniformity: strive for high uniformity for consistent yarn quality. Percentage of fiber usually within 5 plus 5 to minus 5 of average staple length. Moisture content 7 to 8%. Now, the quality of the cotton you are exporting depends on what the buyer wants. But high quality fiber are the one I've spoken about. And of course, you know the uses of this cotton, the fact that they are used in home furnishing, industrial uses, wearing of apparel, and different multiple uses. Now, what is the demand of this raw cotton lint in the world? What's the demand? The demand is $18.6 billion. Very huge. $18.6 billion. More than 90%, or about 80 to 90% of the demand is from Asia. Followed by Asia is buying 16.5 out of 18 billion. The remaining 2 billion is shared between Europe, 690 million, South America, North America, 638 million, South America, 186 million, Africa, 592 million. Egypt is the major buyer because Egypt does a lot of textile. 592 million, and of course, Oceania, $429,000. So who are the major buyer of cotton lint in the world? China, 18%. Bangladesh, 15%. Bangladesh do a lot of garment, a lot of textile. 15%. Vietnam, 15%. Turkey, 13%. Pakistan, about 10%. Indonesia, about 6%. Mexico, 1.97%. Egypt, 1.96%. Europeans don't buy a lot of cotton lint. Majority of the cotton lint go to, Just the way we've noticed also in the trend of trade in the world, the fact that processing of primary production is not happening in Europe again. A number of them are going to Asia, and then the secondary product or intermediary product come to Europe, and that's what the European tends to prefer. How do you package this product? It's usually packed in bale. Cotton lint are typically packaged in bales. Ensure that the bale are formed uniformly. If you've seen clothing material, used cloth material brought into Nigeria, if you go to the market and you see them, they come in bale. They are folded and strapped together with metal strapping. They strap it together with a flat metal, strap it together. That's the bale. That's the way cotton comes. And the size and weight depend on what the buyer wants. Use high-quality bale covering material to protect the cotton lint from dirt and moisture. So the bale needs to be well covered to prevent it from dirt and moisture. Employ proper compression technique to compact the cotton within the bale. If you don't, it will occupy a lot of space, and you might not be able to maximize the container you are using to carry this product. Packaging material, select packaging material that provide protection against external elements and prevent cotton lint contamination. Humidity control. Implement measures to control humidity during packaging. Excess moisture can lead to growth of mold. You notice something about almost all agricultural materials. Mold can grow and destroy them. Mold can grow and destroy them. So it's very important you ensure that mold growth is curtailed as much as possible. Because if you don't do that, it's going to mess up the transaction. At the end of the day, you are going to be losing money. At the end of the day, you are going to be losing money. And then, of course, you have to palletize to make it easier for you to carry. Also ensure in the documentation you do not joke with the phytosanitary measures. Adhere to phytosanitary standards to ensure that packaging comply with regulation required to pest control and prevention. This is especially important for international shipment. This is particularly important for international shipment. Now, documentation still remains the same. Documentation still remains the same, but you must ensure that the phytosanitary measure is not taken lightly. Because it's raw cotton. Because it's raw cotton, the phytosanitary measure must be well taken care of. Because it's raw cotton. So pests can hide in it. Fumigation, first certificate, all need to be obtained for one singular reason. And the reason why this is important is because you are exporting a product that is raw. And because it's raw, it has the tendency to harbor pests. So my strong recommendation on this issue is, if you are exporting any product that is still having the primary form, if you are exporting any product that is still having the primary form, you need to ensure, if you are exporting any product that is still in the primary form, it is onus on you as the person doing that shipment to ensure that that product you want to ship, you do the necessary testing. What do I mean by necessary testing? For example, how much level of moisture is in it? For example, what is the level of moisture? For example, has it been fumigated? Has it been fumigated? Knowing fully well the challenge of fumigation to be able to control the pest. You know, sometimes some people export products and they neglect some of these important issues. And you know what happened at the end of the day? they have themselves to blame. And I ask myself sometimes, how on earth do you export your product and you don't do what will help you to keep the quality of the product in peak condition? For example, inviting the right agency to do the necessary inspection. I think it's just a matter of ignorance. How do you curtail quality issue in? What are the problems you face when you export cotton, and how do you curtail it? Contamination is a big issue in cotton export. Contamination of foreign matter, debris, and color fibers. Moisture is a big issue because of the growth of mold. Variation in fiber length is a big issue. Inconsistent fiber length. You need to ensure the fiber length are within the same range. Non-uniformity of color is a big issue. Having trash content like leaves and stem and seed inside is another issue that needs to be taken care of. Foreign fibers, non-cotton fibers, sometimes you find them inside the fiber. All these are quality issues that anyone that wants to do this business must take into consideration to ensure they do not export products that will be rejected at the end of the day. And remember, in your contract, factor in the issue of price variation so that if there is a quality variation, it's not an outright rejection. You can still get paid, only that you'll be paid a lower amount compared to what was agreed, but at least not a total loss. If this video has been of help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you have a friend that needs to hear about this, share with your friends, particularly those that want to go into export. If you have questions, drop your question for me in the comment section. If you are not yet to join our community, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell so you know when we upload the next video. That will be the 16th video. And it's still talking about how to export. We'll be talking about almost 30, 40, 50 different products for export. My name is Dela Imibo, and I'm your export doctor, and I'm signing out.